As a public defender, Judge Karen fought for her client's rights. She was elected to the bench because she believes in doing the right thing.
I'm very passionate about helping people, period. Sometimes life pulls you from up here to down here to teach you a lesson. And you're in a valley right now. And there are lessons in this valley. I hope you learn from them.
Objective, independent justice.
You can always turn your life around. If you keep walking, you can overcome whatever circumstances you're facing.
This is Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Yara Galen is suing her friend, Dane Tomley, in the amount of $648. Ms. Galen claims Mr. Tomley used her car to pick her up from a party and says the vehicle was towed after he parked it in a red zone.
Ms. Galen, you are suing Mr. Tomley? Tomley. You're suing him for $648 representing impound fees, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and what's your relationship with the defendant?
We're friends since high school. He roommates, coworkers. He's basically
you're
like
high school friends, roommates, and coworkers, and you're in court fighting over $648?
Yes. He parked my car. He was in charge of my car and parked it on a red zone. And now I'm in charge for all of this when he was responsible for the car.
Okay, so she let you drive her car?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you were roommates. Did you have a car?
I did not have a car.
Okay,
no.
so you had an agreement, that you could drive her car
I would drive her
sometimes?
car. I had a license but no car, and she had a car, but her license is suspended currently because of a DUI she got last year.
Oh, okay, so you had a DUI suspension?
Yes.
Okay, so how were you getting to work?
We decided that he would be able to take me to places if I needed it to go anywhere, and then he could also use the car whenever he needed it.
Wanted to go.
Yeah.
But he got you to work every day.
Yes.
But y'all worked in the same place.
Yeah.
Yes.
But if he didn't feel like going to work, if he was sick or whatever, he still had to take you to work.
Yes.
Okay. Did I read in your sworn affidavit that you both had an alcohol problem?
That's correct.
Is that right?
Yes.
And you became a member of AA, Alcoholics Anonymous?
Yes, I attended a month-long outpatient rehabilitation.
Right.
And then after that, I've continued going to meetings as well.
You know, you're never a former alcoholic.
Yeah,
you're
always.
a reformed alcoholic, which means you're always an alcoholic.
Yeah.
So are you still going to those meetings?
Yes, I still attend meetings regularly.
Okay, and how about you?
I stopped going. That it wasn't for me.
Why wasn't it for you?
That 12-step program that they do.
Right. You couldn't make it through the steps?
No,
How many steps did you make it through?
I got to 2, and the
You
second
only made it to 2 steps.
Yeah, it was something that I couldn't do.
Right. But did you stop drinking?
I stopped for a bit.
Okay. And then what happened? We got invited to a party.
Yeah. And because of that, I wanted him to go with me because we're trying to do something so we could both stay sober.
Right.
That's why I wanted him to go with me.
But
and
why didn't you just not go to the party? Whose party was it? Was it some important party?
It was our coworker's birthday party.
Right, exactly.
Which we know from past experience, this was kind of where the problem came from, was that our friend group from work is all, they go out and drink. That's what they do.
And it's her birthday.
My friend Paul, it was his party.
It was his birthday.
We knew there was going to be drinking there.
Right.
I knew that was not going to be a good environment for me to be getting.
You didn't want to go.
Right. And I tried to convince Yara that was not a good place for her to be either.
And that's why I wanted him to go.
Yara, you should have just not gone.
It was a fun time. I mean, it's all of our friends.
Right.
I don't understand why.
Yeah, but if you have a problem with alcohol, unfortunately, you have to stay away from alcohol. It's kind of hard to abstain when people are pouring drinks right in front of your face, right?
It's hard because I have nothing else. I mean, it helps me relieve some stress if I'm hanging out with my friends and if my friends are drinking.
I have nothing else.
You
don't have any hobbies?
No,
Maybe you need to learn to play tennis or something, or start to go bowling, or take up running, or working out in the gym, or making crafts, or painting, or writing a book, or riding bicycles every day, or rollerblading, or what is this stuff they do out here? Surfing. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do to say, well, gosh.
It's my friends. I'm saying I need to, if I need to relieve some stress, I like to hang out with them. It's a good time.
Okay.
And that's exactly why I wanted him to go.
You went to the party. Did you go to the party?
I did not.
How did you get to the party?
Somebody dropped me off.
Okay, so somebody dropped you off at the party. Okay, so what happened at the party?
I remember taking one shot of tequila, and then after that, I honestly think that it was spiked because I don't remember anything else.
So you intended to drink at the party then?
I wasn't intending to, but it ended up happening. I mean, it was just one drink, and then
Right. You said why not one, right?
Yes, it was one
Yeah, but
drink.
you know that's what makes you an alcoholic is because you can't usually stop at one.
It was one drink. It could have been spiked. I don't remember.
You're not
All
sure.
I remember
Who's this
for sure one
witness,
drink.
Paul Menton?
He's a coworker of both of ours.
Was he
and
at the
a friend as
party?
well. He was. It was his party. He hosted.
Court calls Paul Menton.
Coming up on Supreme Justice.
She took a bunch of shots of tequila. It was
You saw her taking shots.
everybody was taking shots. She was
No,
taking
no,
shots.
I'm only talking about her.
Oh, yeah, her. She was
About
taking
how
shots.
many times did you look over and she was taking a shot?
Upwards of maybe 9.
And later,
Did something happen in the past?
Not as egregious as this, but he has definitely tried to check me.
Do the rules say, though, that you're not supposed to check him if his back is turned to you?
You're not supposed to hit a player who's technically defenseless.
closed captioning provided by. If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Supreme Justice is back with the case of Yara Galen, who is suing Dane Tomley for impound fees.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
So it was your party, Paul, I hear.
It was my party.
Okay. Have you ever, you know the plaintiff, because you
Yeah.
work with her, right?
Oh, yeah, work with both of them.
Okay, have you ever seen her drink too much?
No, I haven't. But I mean, I'm aware of this, but just by things, but I knew they was on like a recovery thing together, and I thought
Right.
everything was fine.
All right, but you never saw her.
No.
Okay, what about the night of the party?
The night of the party?
Yeah.
Oh, the party was lit. We in the, like, let me tell you about this party. So
No,
it's
no,
my
no.
birthday.
I want to know about her at the party.
Oh, about her at the party?
I just want to know about her at the party.
Her at the party.
Okay.
She took a bunch of shots of tequila. It was
You saw her taking shots.
everybody was taking shots. She was
No,
taking
no,
shots.
I'm only talking about her. How
Oh,
many,
yeah, her. She was
about
taking
how
shots.
many times did you look over and she was taking a shot?
Upwards of maybe 9.
You saw her taking 9 shots?
Upwards of 9. Like I would look over. I don't know if it was the same. Nah, it was upwards of 9. It was a lot.
Did
doesn't even know.
Did you
I do
say?
know.
Did you don't know.
She don't know.
You the one that don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I called him because I seen her. I'm like, oh, what's up?
Well, why did you call him?
Because somebody said she was sick. So I said, okay, sick. I seen her taking a lot of shots. I go to the bathroom.
Right.
She's in there sick. She ain't sick. She drunk.
What is she doing?
Just being like drunk. Just
Was
drunk.
she
I
on
was
the floor or
okay. You
something?
didn't have to call
She
him.
said she
You
was
didn't
okay.
have to call him.
She said she was okay.
You asked her, was she okay? But what was she doing in the bathroom then?
I don't know. I don't know.
I thought you saw her in the bathroom.
Yeah, because somebody said she's in there, and I looked and looked. I was like, is she good? She wasn't good.
But was she on the floor? Was she on the toilet? Was she in the tub? What was she?
Just being drunk, like just being slumped over, just like that. Like it just was confusing.
Right. Was she throwing up?
It was bad.
I mean, how many people were at this party?
How many people was there? I would say about 30 maybe.
Oh, about 30 people.
But it's a house and everybody's having a good time.
Right, I understand. Did anybody else get sick at the party?
Not that I saw. no.
Did anybody complain that they had been sick?
No.
Did eventually did she pass out at the party?
Well, I called him. So
Okay. Did you come over?
I did.
Okay.
Yes.
So what happened when you came over?
So he texted me and told me that she was in trouble and
Right.
needed help. And at this point, I was still trying to be that person for her. Like, we've been close for so long. We've always
Right.
been that person to support each other,
Right.
and help each other get through things.
Okay.
And so I got the
you went
text,
over
and he
there.
said she was in trouble. And
Okay,
so
you went
I
over
rushed
there.
over.
Get there. You
Yeah.
went over there.
I parked in front of the house.
Okay.
I ran in because I didn't know how bad it was.
Okay. What did you see when you got there with her?
She was in the bathroom on the floor. It appeared she had been puking. She wasn't puking at the time that I showed up.
Right. Was she coherent? Was
She wasn't. I started by asking her if she was okay and like if she could walk with me to the car,
Right.
but she wasn't responding.
Right.
But this is I've been the one to take care of her when she's sick before. I'd
Right.
seen this before, so I knew.
Oh,
if I
you've
just,
seen it. How
Okay.
many times have you picked her up like that before?
so many times.
Really?
Over 3 years of living together, many times.
Many times you
Yeah.
picked her up like that.
Yes.
I didn't tell him to go. He's blaming me for
Right.
parking where he wasn't supposed to park, and nobody
Right.
called him. I did not call you to go over there.
You know, alcoholism is not a beautiful thing, but a drunk woman that could be in a party somewhere and laid out on a floor with anything that could happen to her. And you are here arguing with this man about where he parked his car? Really?
My car.
You got a bigger problem than where he parked his car, where he parked your car. He didn't have to come get you.
He didn't, and that's what I'm saying.
Somebody called him to get you. He was called, and that's what friends do. And you don't even realize when you have a friend that showed up. So you parked in the wrong spot outside. Is that what happened?
Yes, ma'am. I wasn't aware. I just pulled up as quickly as possible.
Right.
I wanted to get inside to assess
Okay,
the
did
situation.
you get her back to the car?
Eventually. Well, I mean, no, the car was gone, but I did eventually
got
get her
towed.
out of the house.
Oh, the car got towed.
The car
out
got
there.
towed, yes. I brought her out and the car was gone. And
So how did y'all get back home?
Uber.
You did a ride share back
Yeah.
home? Okay, did she pay for that?
No.
Did she pay for that?
No.
Did she do it on her phone?
No.
Did
I had
she
to
know
get it.
where her phone
She was in no state to.
She was in
order
no
an Uber.
state at all.
No.
So then when did you find out about the car?
The next day, I found out because he ended up telling me.
Right.
And then after that, he just stopped talking to me. He moved out, stopped talking
You
to me.
did yourself
and
a favor.
Your Honor, she knew the night before. She just doesn't
But you
recall.
did yourself a favor moving out, okay? You called a friend to come there. He called
Yeah, I
your
called.
friend
Yeah.
to come there to help you when you couldn't make a call. You couldn't even call a ride share. That was the condition that you were in. And you made excuses that somebody must have spiked your drink. Everybody else did. Nobody else ended up with their drinks spiked. So why was yours spiked? For what? What did somebody get out of it? Did they spike your drink? And he comes to do you a favor and you have the nerve to sue him. I'm not giving you $648. You're losing the $648 and you lost a good friend, probably the only good friend you had. Judgment for the defendant. Good luck to you.
Judge Karen has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
I really hope you get the help you need. I was only ever there to help you.
If you were really a good friend, you would have just paid the impound fees and we wouldn't have to be here.
Coming up,
Wyatt was pretty much just in the motion of going full speed at Simon, and then he did say, like, I didn't hear what he said, but dude looked up and then just straight slammed.
closed captioning provided by. You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Simon Ackerland is suing Hockey League opponent Wyatt Chambers in the amount of $1,500. Mr. Ackerland claims he was seriously injured after Mr. Chambers body checked him during a recreational game.
All right, Mr. Ackerland, you are suing Mr. Chambers for personal injury as a result of a hockey game incident?
Correct.
Is that right? So you play hockey?
Correct.
How long have you played hockey?
All my life.
Ice hockey.
Correct.
And you are an ice hockey player too?
Yes.
How did you meet the defendant?
We play for a local league, and he is just known as the brute of the league. And so that's just very well known, and why I think that it's obvious that the hit was malicious, and why he needs to pay me.
So you mean he's got a reputation for being a brute?
Absolutely.
Is that right?
I mean, I guess that's what he says.
Right.
But I don't,
Have you ever heard that before?
No.
So you two had played against each other in the past?
Yes.
Okay. And so
Multiple
did
times.
something happen in the past?
Not as egregious as this, but he has definitely tried to check me pretty much every single time.
What do you mean he tries to check you?
So that would be when I am near the wall, and then he comes at me full speed and just rams me straight
Into the wall.
Into the wall. And there are ways in which that is.
Are you allowed to do that?
Yes.
In some circumstances.
Okay, when aren't you allowed to do it?
Whenever you do not give them enough time and distance to prepare for the hit. So whenever it's completely blindsided.
You mean like if your back is turned to him?
Correct.
He couldn't do it. Is that true?
He wanted me to call him on the phone and tell him I was going to hit him.
Or if I'm completely distracted.
Let's stop. Do the rules say, though, that you're not supposed to check him if his back is turned to you?
You're not supposed to hit a player who's technically defenseless.
Coming up,
Basically, the court brought it down to whether or not the action was so outside the range of ordinary activity associated with ice hockey. That's the question.
closed captioning provided by. You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Supreme Justice is back with the case of Simon Ackerland, who is suing Wyatt Chambers for personal injury.
I had some case law brought out for me on this issue. I need to read it. In general, the court holds that every person owes a duty of ordinary care to guard against injuries to others. Body checking an opponent evinces a conscious disregard for the safety of the person being struck, and such conduct is an inherent fundamental part of the sport. To determine otherwise, the court held, would have a pronounced chilling effect on full contact sports. So this basically, the court brought it down to whether or not the action was so outside the range of ordinary activity associated with ice hockey. That's the question. Are there any witnesses? Who is Jamal Burns?
He is a usher at the ice rink.
Okay, I think the court listed him as a witness. The court calls Jamal Burns. All right, so Mr. Burns, how do you know these parties?
So I usually just work at the league. I work as an usher.
At the stadium?
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
About a year and a half.
Okay.
So I usually just see him in passing.
Right.
I usually watch him play.
But did you see what happened on the day of this incident?
Yeah, I was working that day.
What happened that day?
So Wyatt was pretty much just in the motion of going full speed at Simon. And then he did say, like, I didn't hear what he said, but dude looked up and then just straight slam.
Okay. You heard the defendant say something?
Yeah.
And then seconds later, what happened?
Just full on, like, hit him hard.
Right. Did it appear that the plaintiff hurt him?
Yeah, they looked up and made full eye contact with each other.
Oh, they made eye contact with each other?
Yeah.
Judge Karen's verdict when Supreme Justice returns. Promotional consideration provided by. You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen.
So then what happened the next morning?
The next morning, I couldn't lift my right arm. And I went to the doctor. They told me it was going to be a 4-week recovery process, and I was not going to be able to assist my team in the rest of the series.
Okay. Well, I think I'm bound by this case law. And it talks about the player acting totally outside the range of ordinary activity associated with ice hockey. I mean, maybe if you had accused him of picking up his puck, I mean, what do you call that, stick?
The stick.
And beating you with it. Picking a hockey stick. You know, maybe if he had, beating you across the head with his hockey stick, maybe that. But this checking, to me, seems to be within the range of normal, ordinary activity. When I think of the game of ice hockey, which I have not seen since I was 19 years old, that's my image of it. People slamming other people up against that wall.
I just think it's
all right, I'm ready to rule judgment for the defendant. Good luck to you.
Judge Karen has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
I know you meant to injure me on purpose. You should have had to pay.
Hey, buddy, toughen up.
This has been a production of Entertainment Studios.